name's Teezio. I'm a mixer, and some of the stuff I've recently worked on are Lil Nas X, Kid LAROI, and Chris Brown. What I enjoy about the mixing process is taking a record and making it come to life from zero, essentially. Just all faders down and slowly bringing it to life, and helping the record turn into what it's supposed to sound like. And being a part of that is one of the most incredible feelings for me. The record gets an award, wins a Grammy, that's just the icing on the cake. When I'm looking for monitors, I'm usually looking for one thing, and that's balance. I think balance is really important. A lot of monitors have areas that are heightened, and so I'm looking for balance in the low end, in the mid-range, and the top end. And that's kind of what I get from PMC versus other brands. There's a couple things that make a good monitor. Obviously the first thing being balance, but another thing too is how the monitor fatigues your ear over time. That's a big thing, because when we're mixing records, we're not sitting down for 5 minutes and then mixing a record and being done. Sometimes we're sitting in front of the monitors for, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10 hours at a time. So the ear fatiguing is a huge thing that you want to avoid. The great thing about PMC is when you bring the volume down, you're still getting a full response on the low end, on the top end, and the mid-range. And that's one of the things where when I come down low, I'm not struggling to hear the low end, which is what would be causing me then to want to listen to the thing louder. I was using the 226s, and I was mixing on those with a with the 2 sub, right, the 10-inch. And I heard that the new series was coming out, so I went to, what's the studio called that he just went to?
Just for the Record?
I went to Just for the Record recently, and I went there in search of finding a monitor that sounded just like the 226, because I didn't want to steer away from that, but better. So I sat down. The first thing I listened to was the new 226, which have a similar design but are the same size with just the 2 drivers. So I heard those and I was like, wow, I love these, I want to buy these immediately. And then Maurice from PMC was like, no, you need to hear also the 6.2s. And immediately I was like, you know what, that's too big, it's gonna be too much bass. And when I went, I sat down and I started listening to mixes that I had done, and I said, these are the monitors. I literally left that place saying, Maurice, if I don't get these speakers, I will come take them from you, because I need them immediately. My credit card is in my hand, so if you want to come take that, you can. I have the 6.2s right behind me, as you can see. Love the speakers. I have a small room. My room's about a 10 by 15 room. Setting them up was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be, because of the new technology they have where they actually connect each speaker through Ethernet through a laptop, and they have a full EQ there. They can fully change anything about the speaker. It was a lot more difficult before, because you had to go in the back of the speaker and there was a couple shelves and high shelf and stuff, but you really didn't know where those things were living realistically, especially visually on a graph. So the new setup, they came in here, I lowered my anchor stands down, I put it so that the tweeters were at the same level as I had my 226s. Once that happened, plugged them in, Maurice plugged it into the laptop, we started dialing in the frequencies, making sure that everything played well, and it was off from there. I started mixing the very next day. My first thought and impression was how much more low end these monitors have than I thought they would, especially knowing that I had a massive sub in the room already, and these speakers right here were shaking the entire house. Like, it was insane, the amount of low end. It was like having mini mains. So my first perspective, I was just like, this is it. This is all I need. I'm good with this. I was worried I was gonna need the sub, and Maurice was like, trust me, you don't need it. And now I'm glad that I trusted him, because I really don't need another sub in this room. That's it, just the 2 speakers. The differences are so great between these monitors and other monitors. I mean, I've listened to, working in the business 13 years now, I've heard every monitor there is, and there's just nothing like it. It's either one monitor is not bright enough, one monitor is too mid-rangey, another monitor has too much bass. They never get it right, and I think PMC has just gotten it right with this. I feel really lucky walking into my room every day and seeing these speakers on the mounts. Like, it's my greatest love. I can replace my interface, I can change my computer monitor, I can change computers, but I cannot change these speakers. I don't even want to mix on anything else ever again. I don't think I could do this without you guys. I love you two. You and you.